Naomi issue 4. Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker writing with Jamal Campbell on the art. We've been praising this quite heavily, the first 3 issues. So last issue ended with Naomi's father showing her his Ran ship and revealed who he was. This issue is telling the story of how he came to Earth and who Dee, the mechanic, is. Because we knew he was Thanagarian, but we find out that Naomi's father was sent to Earth during the war to spy on and find this Thanagarian who'd landed here. And he does find him, and he's surprised that he's just been a mechanic. And then he meets Naomi's mother, and he's kind of enthralled by this Earth woman. And it's basically the plot of Starman to an extent. Like, it's not exactly the same, but there's
he goes native. Like, he's like, yeah, man, I'm not going back. I got a life here.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we should mention this book is entirely nothing but 2-page layouts. Everything's a 2-pager.
So good.
Everything's a 2-pager. So, and every so often it would cut back to Naomi, and at one point, her mother comes in, and it's like, right, so you're an alien, and he's explaining this. I love the expressions on her face. I loved her reactions to just about everything he was saying, and she kept trying to guess the next thing. She kept trying to guess. So this is where, this is where I came from. And he's like, no, that's not quite right.
No, not quite.
Yeah, stick with me.
So I love that her being here now is tied to the Ranthanagar War, right? Because they're always at odds with each other. And this Deathbringer guy comes here, or not Deathbringer, that's completely different. But this Hawk,
it was
Hawk
like
warrior,
Black Imperial
wingman.
Guard or something like that.
Yeah, he's a wingman. Yeah, he comes here and crash lands, and then gets separated from his love, so he's here by himself. And then now we found out the dad came here following him, and stayed here, falls in love, ends up having the opposite life of Dee, basically.
Do you know what I really liked about this? It was when Naomi asked to sit in the ship, and the mum's like, I never asked to do that. Is it weird that I never asked to sit in the ship?
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
There's a lot of the parallels going on between those two characters, and then basically stuff starts going down, and they end up having to team up.
Yeah, because what happens is that he's got his cosmic radio device or whatever, and it starts signaling as if something's going on, there's something happening. Mm-hmm. I actually love this. This is a 2-page layout of lots of little boxes. It's basically like a 1, 2, 3, 6. It's a 5x6 grid across 2 pages. A lot of little boxes, and it's basically him waking up to this noise in the middle of the night, and then he goes out in the car to this, like the football field or whatever. I love the suspense here. It kind of built up really nicely, and he's out there, and he sees Dee, and he's like, is he luring him here for something, whatever? Because it almost feels like there's been like an unspoken understanding that both of them just want to live here in peace. So, we're not going to take each other in, we're not going to fight each other. And like Dee's like, hey, no, I heard this too, I don't know what's going on. And we have these characters who appear through a portal. There's like 3, we'll call them assassins, chasing a woman holding a baby.
She's got some type of staff.
And we have people fighting her. Yeah.
And so there's this awesome 2-page layout of the action where it took me a second, but you follow it down and then back up instead of back and forth like a normal one is. So it's almost like reading a storyboard of this action, and they team up, and the bad guys, or it looks like the assassins, end up taking out this woman.
Yeah, she dies, and the baby literally, and obviously this is Naomi. I mean, there's no secrets here. Goes flying through the air, and Naomi's dad catches her. And Dee's like, I can't raise a kid right now. I'm not that. And obviously, earlier on in the story, we know that Naomi's parents wanted a kid, and they couldn't have children, and they couldn't adopt because they'd have to explain who her dad is, that kind of thing. So, but it was like a little device. I was thinking of like a crystal with Clark, on the ship kind of thing. And so the final page is just like, okay, what's this device? Maybe it's just a little black box essentially. And she touches it and it lights up, and we see this symbol in her eyes and on this little box. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, that looks a lot like the Black Lantern symbol.
It does. And also that black, it looks like a piece of onyx, which made me think maybe Gem World, right?
Yeah.
And then I get to this page, and I was like, wait, it's almost completely different. It's actually, it looks it's like a mix between the Black Lantern and the White Lantern symbols, almost.
I'm intrigued because I just thought Black Lantern at first, and then I really kind of looked at it and I went, this kind of looks like a mix between them. It's black with the white lines, but the symbol makes me think of White Lantern more.
Yeah, but then you turn it sideways too, and it makes the Legion L, right? With added outburst to it. So Bendis, I'm giving Bendis a lot of credit for keeping us guessing.
I think that last one's a bit of a stretch, Matt.
That's a bit of a stretch, but still,
So, Joe, I
can't let it go that in that to read pile, Bendis had a ton of Legion.
That's true.
So,
Joe, I like about this is that I care about the character, I care about the mystery, the story of how she came here was really fascinating and suspenseful. I liked all that stuff. This ending, like, it reveals something we recognise and we're speculating over, but it by no means answers a goddamn thing. Because I'm looking at this and going, okay, but like, who are these assassins? Where did she come from? Why is there like a Black Lantern style symbol involved? Like, because Black Lantern means death, but it's kind of like a White Lantern. Is it some sort of people who are like they balance life and death? So we get this kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. Who are these people?
And you look at even how they're dressed. That like the bad guys. It looks familiar to things I've seen before. But I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, it is kind of Gem World, and given what he's doing, and obviously Young Justice, maybe it is connected to Gem World, but I don't know.
But also the way she's dressed, it looks like New Genesis, or the New Gods too. So like you said, that was going to be my point. Where we get answers, but we're still not even close to what the true answer is.
What if the assassins or soldiers, whoever who are chasing her, are from Gem World, but the mother and child are from New Genesis or something like that? Like, what if they were hiding on Gem World, they were being chased out, and maybe even more severe, maybe they've been hunted for death? Yeah,
because they're speaking English, because that's a big thing that when they land, the mother says, "I won't let them." And the dad's like, "English, who are you? What is that?" And then she just gets blasted, and she has some kind of logo on her too. When you see it, it's almost like a half moon kind of deal, or like a crescent moon, not a half moon.
Let me investigate. I've already closed it.
Yeah.
Let me investigate this logo. Yeah, I can see it.
So they're everything's familiar, but it's not ringing a bell. Which is great.
Looking at this again, I definitely think she's wearing an outfit that comes from a different place than the people chasing her.
Right.
Now, they could be from the same world. It could just be like, this is the soldier's uniform, and this is, whatever she's wearing is whatever. But
I mean, but she's got a staff.
Yeah, that staff's not like. It does make me think a little bit about the Stargirl staff.
So whatever it is, this is the type of cosmic stuff that I like, and I don't even know if it qualifies as cosmic, but it's different.
Well, I mean, we got Ran and Thanagar, so at the very least, it plays a role. Like,
yeah. Versus what Snyder's doing over in Justice League, where it's like this big grand cosmic. I like this a little bit more because it's a little more.
It's more personal. I care about this character, and the way Naomi's reacting to all this, and the way she's shocked by it, gives it more weight. I care about what's going on because it's heavy to her, and because it's heavy to her, it's heavy to us, and it feels like whatever happens matters because it means the world to her. And I do kind of like the realization here that her parents don't even really know where she's from. Like, to them, she's still a mystery. It's like, yeah, you came from somewhere, but I mean, we have no idea.
Well, and again, it draws parallels to Superman, where they kind of only knew he was from space. It wasn't like there was a letter saying from Krypton. That was all stuff that Clark figured out later.
Yeah, that was Fortress and whatever else later.
Yeah, so they're just like, yeah, you're a kid still though, and it's very much like that with the parents. And that's why Mom got so mad at Dee, because they're trying to protect her because they don't know if these people are going to come back. And Dad's clearly been out of the game for a while.
Yeah, he's got the old man gut. He's let himself go. I like actually because it makes like the way that she reacted with the mum last issue makes a lot more sense now. Like everything kind of clicks into place a little bit in terms of what we've seen so far. So, no, really good, and obviously the art's. I mean, Campbell's been killing it since the start.
It's easy, yeah.
Like I say, like that 2-page layout with the Dad going to like check out the signal. Like there was suspense in that. There was wonderment in Naomi's eyes, like throughout the whole thing. There's these big cosmic ideas.
So there's the page where Dad sees Mom for the first time. She has green hair. She's an artist, and he has that dead stop look.
It's so expressive.
Like,
It's like them hugging, them being together, them wanting kids. All of that stuff is helped through the art. It really is.
Yep. There's that question earlier about what we'd want to see adapted. I would love for this to be adapted one day.
That's gonna be
once it's all said and done.
I mean, like, not knowing exactly where it's going yet, that's gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
This could easily be a movie.
Yeah.
So certainly once we have like maybe 2 or 3 arcs, and we can say, okay, that's Act 1, 2, and 3 of the movie. But yeah, all right. What are you giving Naomi?
This is a 9.5. Like, I wanted to give it a 10, but like, I give out 10s too often. The next issue might be 10, for all I know. But like, the double page spreads, and I never got like, sometimes we would read Detective, and we're like, oh wow, this is just a lot of filler. Like it's taking up page space. I never felt like that.
And we liked that book. It wasn't. I mean, we loved that book, but it did sometimes feel like it was double page spreads for just because.
Yes, I never felt that. I felt like even though it's double page, every panel served a clear and concise purpose to push the story.
Her world's opening up. She's learning more about her own world, so our view is literally widening. So the whole thing being 2 pages, it kind of makes sense. I'm going to give it. I'm going to agree. 9.5.
Oh, nice.
9.5. Fantastic.